Hello, this is MKK DIYs, and today we're going to show you how to make peppermint body scrub.
Sorry about the noises in the back, that's just our dryer, so yeah.
You're going to need a heat-safe container, 1 cup of sugar. You're going to need 5 to 8 drops of peppermint essential oil or essential oil of your choice, 1/4 of a cup of coconut oil. You're going to need some containers. A mason jar works best, but these will do. But make sure you have an extra container just in case you have some extra body scrub. We recommend this. It's a 1/2 pint mason jar and it fits everything perfectly. This is optional, but you're going to need some food coloring. If you want it to be like this, you can have 2, but if you just want to have 1 color, just get 1 food coloring. You're also going to need a spoon to mix everything up. You're going to need a 1/4 cup for the coconut oil and a 1 cup for the sugar, but we couldn't find one, so we're just going to use a 1/2 cup. So you're going to need your microwave for this and to melt the oil, but if you don't want to do that, you can use your stove, which we'll show you later in the video.
Okay, so for this, to double boil, you're going to need a medium, no. I was going like that. Oh, be quiet! So for double boiling, you need...
I can take that.
So for double boiling, you're going to need a shallow. So to double boil, if you don't want a microwave, you would get a shallow saucepan and put that on the stove, put it on medium-low heat, and then you would fill it up. You would fill it up about halfway to... Yeah, it's not even halfway. And you put it on the stove on medium-low heat. You don't want it on high heat because then it's going to it could boil over. You don't want that to happen. And then you get a mug or anything that's heat safe, and you put it in there without any water in it. And you would put the 1/4 cup of coconut oil into the mug and just stir it until it melts.
And if the water does happen to boil, you turn down the heat and move it over to here. And move it over to a not hot surface.
Focus.
Okay. So put in the cup of sugar in a bowl.
That's 1/2 cup, and I have to do another 1/2.
We forgot to say you're going to need a mixing bowl.
Yeah.
This doesn't matter if it's microwave safe or not. You just need a bowl to mix it in.
If you are microwaving, though, you're going to want to have a microwave safe bowl. You normally would put the coconut oil in first, but oh well. Program.
Okay.
So you're probably gonna need to use a spoon to get it into the container measuring cup, because it is pretty hard. It's not like
If you leave it for a while.
it's not like soft like you can just pour it in.
Once it was all messed up. I don't know if it was from the temperature or what, but it was just in the closet. It wasn't even that high. It was in the middle of fall, I think. It was actually an oil. It wasn't white anymore. It was yellow, oily.
That's how it turns out at the end.
Yeah, and then I just refrigerated it and put it back in the closet and it was fine.
Yeah, so you might need to buy this because it's not really, unless you're an organic family or whatever, or you like organic stuff. You probably don't have this. You probably have butter.
A lot of the time people have that instead of... Well, not a lot of the time, but...
Well, I don't really like that, being, plain on a bagel or something, but
That's not what you're supposed to have it as, actually.
Well,
It's
actually,
my
a lot of
cousin
people
does.
just, substitute it for any butter.
butter or
Okay, I would get that extra off, because we don't want it to be too oily, right?
I think that's fine.
it's okay.
Okay.
And I think you might have at your supermarket. You might.
We got it at
Stop and Shop.
Yeah, I mean, some of them have this might not be all organic, but some of them I know are all organic, they use no machinery or something like that. I don't know, something weird.
Okay, so then you just transfer that 1/4 cup of coconut oil right into the mug.
and place it into the pot.
With the water. I just want to say with coconut oil, if you heat it too much, it can actually get too hot and just boil over. It says it on here, oil will burn if overheated.
You're gonna want to stir it.
Yeah, do not use for deep frying. Do not leave unattended. Do not put water on hot or flaming oil. Do not refill jar with hot oil if oil smokes. Reduce heat if oil catches fire.
And also, if you do microwave, you're gonna want to do for about 30 seconds, and then see how it is. Stir it a little bit, and then
intervals. Do it again. Don't do it all at once. You want to do it in intervals.
Like 30 seconds, and then after 30 seconds, do like 10 seconds.
And here's a tip: if oil ever catches on fire, do not put water on it. Put baking soda on it, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, baking soda.
Make sure there are no chunks. Even if it's like a little bit like this, it's gonna show up in your body
Finished
scrub.
product. You'll also need something to pick up your mug
If you're
double boiling, and to put the mug on. So I'm using one of these thingamajiggies.
It's like an oven
Mitt thing, but it's flat.
My fingers.
So if you're doing 2 colors like we are, you're gonna want to do like, if you're doing 2 colors like us, you're gonna want to mix everything together in one bowl, including the peppermint oil, and then you're gonna kind of eyeball how much is half and split them up, and then do 1 to 2 drops of food dye.
But if you're just doing one color, just do it all in one bowl and then put the food dye in there. So make sure you don't put the food dye in until after you split it, obviously, if you're doing half and half.
So if you're doing food dye, you're not going to want to use too dark of colors like black. I don't even know why we have black food coloring, but even with green, you're not going to want to use too much because it depends if it's light or dark. If it's light, then I would only use 2 drops. But if it's dark like this, use like the smallest drop as possible. Even with lighter colors like blue and purple and these kind, the neon ones, you should only use 1 to 2 drops, and just be careful with the greens.
Now,
So you're going to heat up the stove to
medium low.
and
Hot surface.
and start letting the coconut butter melt.
It's coconut oil.
So now you're going to want to put the stove onto medium-low and start mixing up the coconut oil and let it melt. So when the water starts to boil, either put the temperature lower or turn off the stove and move it to a different spot. If it's not melting, turn it up a little.
It's starting to melt, but it's just not going fast enough. So we're gonna...
Wait, can you redo that?
Okay, so I'm just turning the heat up a little bit because it's taking forever.
You're gonna keep it on that until it's melted or the water starts simmering.
So add in 7 drops of peppermint essential oil.
Or your scent of your choice.
Good. It's not coming out.
You have to shake it.
3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay. Good.
No, that was 6.
No, that was good. That was good. So just take it off of the heat and put it into the sugar. And now you mix it. Do you
And
mix
take it off of the heated surface.
Okay. Can you hold this for me, please?
Mama, so you take it off of the heated surface.
I did already.
You should take it off of the heated surface once
Yeah,
it's done to cool off.
And obviously turn the stove off.
It should, when the consistency, scrape that side right here. It should be like mushy snow. Yeah.
Oh, I got your face in it.
Do it for a second.
Okay.
When it's mixed, it should be like weird snow almost. Of course, the order that I did it when I was testing this was I did the peppermint oil when the peppermint oil when the coconut oil was in here, was in the sugar. So
It needs to focus.
Try tapping the screen. Okay. So now just I just flattened it out on the bottom of the bowl, and I'm just gonna split it and put half in another bowl. It doesn't have to be like perfectly in half, but just try to get it.
if you really want it to be perfectly half, what you can do is you can
Measure it.
put a half a cup in one, like use the half cup measuring cup.
Okay, so now that it's
can
in
be
half,
blue. This one can be this one. So you're gonna do 1 to 2 drops.
Of food coloring. And then mix well.
And it might take a little bit of mixing.
a lot. Yeah, you're probably going to need more than 1 to 2 drops in some cases. Sometimes it will fill up the whole thing, but this one it's not really filling it very much.
Sure, she might be able to get it all, because there's some chunks with just like...
Yeah.
Okay, so then
I would add 1 more drop.
we're going to stir it and we'll get back to
We're
you
going
in
to
a
add
minute.
1 more drop.
Okay.
Oh. There you go. Okay, so now on the other one we actually had to do 3 drops, so I'm going to do that on this too. 1, 2, 3. And we also figured out that you have to kind of mix it fast so it doesn't clump. So sometimes you'll get clumps of food coloring. So try to mix it as soon as possible after putting it in. And mix it until it's all blended.
And you might have to scrape the sides.
And once again, don't add too much food coloring.
Get like
Bad
right
things
there.
will happen.
Okay, so I'm just...
The finished product of both of these are pretty
Don't put
good.
all of it in now.
I know, I'm just putting
You're
it
good
halfway.
with our containers. If you have a mason jar, you can do a little bit more.
It's not half.
But then you're gonna get your finger and you're gonna pack it down so it will. I got your face in a little bit.
Okay.
Just try to get it as packed in as you can.
That you can fit.
With your container, the size of it varies, of course, but we might have to do 2 containers. So this one we're gonna have a little bit more blue than pink, and then in the next container we'll have more pink than blue.
Well, if we fill it up to the rim.
So we'll show you guys in a minute what the finished product looks like.
If we fill it up to the top, it'll be about the same. Each color.
We'll show you guys the finished product. At this.
Done.
So basically, when you put it in, you're just gonna scoop it in there, and you're gonna take your finger and you're gonna pack it down. Or if you have a bigger container, you can use a spoon. But okay.
And if you're doing half and half, obviously do a layer. And this is our finished product. Thanks for watching. Please like and subscribe. So we made a very small one, and we're gonna use this for our lips. And I guess what you could do is just put that on overnight, and then rinse your lips off in the morning.